So, who gave that pig a jetpack? I don't know if I'm going to find any answer to that question, but regardless, I got all my stuff back and I did make my way over to the oil well that I was mentioning earlier. Also set up a very small sort of power plant over here. It's just a bunch of refineries feeding into a lot of fuel generators. It took some time to get this working. It was two overclocked biofuel generators just going back and forth between the resource extractor and the refineries to finally get this thing kick-started. But it is now producing enough electricity to get the radar tower working. And you can see from here, and not only is this an endgame area, it is also a perfect place to set up a whole bunch of aluminum refineries. Just a bunch of bauxite and a bunch of coal, this blood-red river that runs through it, providing all the water that I'm going to need. Yeah, I think the developers very much intended you to be making a lot of aluminum here, which is what I'm going to be doing. So, what is the plan? Well, there's a few different ways that I could end up approaching this. The whole aluminum process is, of course, bauxite into alumina solution, into aluminum scrap, into ingots, and then what I really need to turn those all into is a bunch of the aluminum casing. That's the stuff that I'm really missing more than anything else. The sheets are fine. So taking a look at that entire process, what I could do is I could just take all the bauxite that I have here, use drones to ship that back to the base and create aluminum there, which would work, but I need a lot of drones. Because here's the thing, taking a look at the entire process, I'm going to be using a lot of bauxite. I'm going to be using a lot of alumina solution, and also alumina solution being a liquid is just really annoying to try and ship around because you need to use the packager and then you need to unpackage it, and then it's not a physical object, so it has to be inside of a tube the entire time, which means that I can't really store it as well, nor can I carry it in the inventory, unless I'm using the package stuff, but then I need to use the unpackager. Yeah, so not that. Scrap I'm also going to be creating just a lot of. I think like the whole process creates 300 or so a second, or at least the one that I'm going to be doing. And then we got the ingots. Ingots are being produced at 30 per minute, which is a pretty minimal amount. That won't require a ton of drones to be going. We also have, of course, the casing, but I'm going to be producing a lot of casing. I think that even if I look at this right now, aluminum casing is like 60 per minute as opposed to 30 per minute for the aluminum ingots, but it does require 3 each. But then again, I also have these, which is what I've been doing back at base, to produce 112 per minute. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to want to produce an awful lot of ingots around here and then have those shipped back to base. And to do that, I think that the best way to approach it, at least the way that I was thinking about it right now, build a small monorail between everything that I'm going to be doing. So let's stake out some claim here. We got like this coal right here. We got pure bauxite over here. I'm being attacked by something. No, I think something else is attacking something. Oh yeah, there you go. You're not like turbo powered or anything, are you? But yes, I was saying that I'm going to create a small monorail system. Probably have that shipping around the. I'll probably end up with that shipping around the actual a coal, because I need a lot less coal than I need aluminum or bauxite. I mean. Yeah, you're done already. Come on, go down, go down. It's stuck in the bamboo. You've got no chance. Well, anyway, I was saying that I'm going to need a lot less coal than I'm going to need aluminum. And then I think that what I can do is I can ship a bunch of coal, like, sort of halfway between the bauxite and the water, and then kind of set up my base there. At least that's what I'm thinking, because not only will that make that, convenient as far as shipping stuff around, it will also give me a power grid to work with, which I think is going to be important. Actually having the power over there that isn't just a bunch of, individually made electrical lines and everything like that is something that even at the start of the episode I said I've been trying to avoid. For no particular reason, but I'm doing it. Well, anyway, it's actually very close here. Not an easy to get to sort of thing, but I suppose that's okay. And there's all the things about to attack me. No, I think that was the gas. Well, anyway, here, let's start this up. So I actually get some more space in my inventory too. In fact, this might actually be near enough to base that I could justify just getting, put one singular power pole up here. Come on. One of these places isn't too steep, I know that. Well, anyway, regardless, I am still going to have to ship it around. Yeah, regardless of what I want to do. So, let's take a look over here. We got the bauxite. Same sort of thing. What does my inventory look like right now? Okay, I am going to need to create a couple more of or not this one, the equipment. But yeah, equipment workshop. And then, yeah, everything is probably going to be produced kind of in that, like, halfway between the water and the actual bauxite itself. And I'll probably also have a drone port there, and that's how I'll get it all back to base. That's at least what I'm thinking right now. Let's see how that works out when I actually try to do it, though. I think at this point in time, I do have all of the stuff required to kind of get everything working. So I just want to see. It's like, is this a workable solution? Because then I can just repeat it like 5 more times. Look at the tree. It's a good-looking tree. Like, look at these cool roots. Anyway, that's why I was looking at that. Because I needed to justify that to you for some reason. Anyway, so. Bauxite. Well, here, I can just actually go look. Where's it pinging around here? No, yeah, just right over in this area. Is it sort of up on top of this? I think it is. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did find this one earlier. I forgot. That's why there's a bunch of, like, spitter remains around. Yeah, okay. So I think this was actually when I was setting up the whole, like, power plant thing. I just went to go take a look at this, and I totally forgot that, yeah, I also killed everything around here. Good! Less combat for me to do right now. All right. Miner Mark III on a pure node that will produce significantly more than I could even possibly use. In fact, I could even maybe just go over here. That's, like, right next to the river. Let's get it here. I think if it appears as a like pool of water, I don't even know if I would call that a pond, it's so tiny, but if it appears as a pool of water on the map, it's probably large enough to actually get some stuff in there to get the a water extractor. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look then. We got water extractor, should be right over hereabouts. Oh yeah, it is absolutely enough that I can actually have several of these, which is good, because I'm going to need that. Otherwise, I would need to start overclocking things, Oh, yeah, this is actually, like, a very convenient, and it's right next to the power source and everything, too. I can really just... I don't even know if I need a monorail necessarily for this one. Obviously, for everything else, and I'm probably going to want to set up multiple things. Let's got, like, uranium over here if I so want to go for that. I don't know about that one, though. But yeah, there's also, like this stuff over here, which I've been looking at. Got a couple different things all about. But yeah, I was originally taking a look at, going down here, because you do have several good bauxite nodes. No coal, though. And I need either coal or I need, like, petroleum coke. Because that is, the only ways that I can actually make... I would have to go, like, ship the bauxite or something somewhere else. Is there, like, is there even... If I zoom out a little bit... See, this is why it's so helpful to have the radar towers. I don't need to worry about trying to find stuff. Yeah, it's like the nearest stuff is over here, which, yeah, I do like that they did clearly create it in a way that you were intended to have to, like, use this or, run a monorail up here or something to try and get electricity, because there is no geyser anywhere around the bamboo forest, which is, I guess, what I'm going to call it now, not the radioactive forest. And this one not really going to be too helpful because it's underground. Oh, there's also like this over here too. Could use that, I guess. As it is, I think I should have enough. Oh yeah, here's also another good place just to set up things. There's a lot of good ways to set up stuff now. I'm just seeing. But let's take a look here. All right, so obviously, here's a good question. I said that I used an entire stack, but yeah, I think I had 2 stacks. So let's start hacking stuff down here first, just to begin with. Let me see. Hopefully it's not going to fill up my inventory too much. Let's say we're going to have it right next to the water source. I think that's a pretty good start. And then from here, I mean, it's like I could even probably extend the whole power plant platform over there too if I so wanted to. Let's get it nice and close to the water. Get rid of all this bamboo. I really do not need... I mean, I guess maybe I can use this for extra biofuel, considering that I did burn through almost an entire stack. I think it was maybe like 10 left or something. Maybe I did burn through the entire stack and I just had extra. I don't even remember. Whatever, it doesn't matter. And with actual power around here, anything that I want to do should be pretty simple. Well, really not hitting a whole lot of the stuff here. You know, this is actually the point in time that... I'm thinking about it. I am thinking about it right now. I think that instead of doing this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go back to base and I'm going to go create a bunch of bombs. Oh, yes. So then what I can instead do is just start throwing bombs everywhere, which should be a much easier way to clear out the various annoying garbage around here instead. Besides, it'll also let me, get rid of some of these rocks here, too. Yeah, I was saying that I don't know if I actually need, like, the crystal... I was going to say that I don't know if I actually need the crystal resonator to blow up those rocks. That's just, for some reason, why I thought... I think it might just be any bombs. I don't know. Well, give me one moment. Now I have a bunch of the cluster nobelisks, which I think should be good at clearing out stuff. And I also made a few nuke nobelisks, just because, well, I had the stuff there. I don't know. I can't imagine any point in time that I'm actually going to need a nuclear bomb, but... was sort of curious as to what it actually looked like, so let's see. Yep, not that. I need to throw it first. Ow. Yep, it was a big mushroom cloud. I'm alive though. I've had worse than that. Also the radiation level. I wonder how long that radiation lasts. I hope it's not a really long time, because I do sort of plan to, build stuff there. But okay, well, it's an appropriately large explosion. Frankly I'm just glad that it didn't like explode it didn't go so far to explode like all of my stuff. Okay, let's back up a little bit more here. But yeah, it does seem to dissipate pretty quickly. Okay. That is super goofy. But yeah, that should be good as far as getting stuff out of here. Hey, can it actually destroy these things? Do I want to put that close to my stuff? No, it's fine. Okay. No, nothing can destroy the gas hives. Nothing. Not even nuclear warfare. By the way, to actually create these things, you do require AI limiters, which I think is a pretty good reference. But, the war games. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, though. That's the... well, now back to the cluster novelists, which I have, 30 of, and are probably a little bit more appropriate for clearing out a huge area, for destroying this beautiful endgame forest. Yeah, I mean, obviously, the nukes are going to do a little bit better job, but at the same time, they also require... Oh, okay, fine. They also require quite a bit of items to create. Whether it's, not just the AI limiters, but also, like, the smokeless powder, also the everything and anything. Is that a cool S floating up in the sky there? It is. They've been hiding these things in kind of wacky spots, but I think this one takes the cake. How about that? Okay, I'm not here just to destroy things for the sake of destroying things. I'm here to actually, make stuff. Although this is pretty fun. I gotta get it a little bit closer to the ground, I suppose. A little bit too spread out. Ow. Or are these things just not going down? Well, I mean, I still have the... Regardless, I still do have the... Oh, I took a... No, they're like invincible plants. They're nuclear powered now, thanks to my own poor choices in life. What can I say? It's fine. It's fine. I don't need all of space here. I just need some of it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, what's that? You say? You wanna? Like what? No. I actually threw it directly past it. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Anyway. No, that's not enough. Well, it would help if I could stop missing, you know? Okay, since I am literally about to die. Yeah, I guess it did take it down, but it took it down after a few hits. I don't think tossing bombs is quite the most effective way to fight enemies here. Anywho, yeah, it's funny to think that there's literally nothing that can destroy your actual base. I mean, I suppose with the multiplayer in this game, that's probably that's probably a good idea on the part of the developers, but still. All right. Nice and cleared out. Beautiful, beautiful. Nature has been destroyed. Anyway, but I don't care. Like, does the cluster bombs take out the gas things? Nothing takes out the gas things, do they? It's just like these things are literally invincible for some reason. Oh my god. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Regardless, I'm here to actually do some stuff, and that is to say, start building some of the things that I need to build. Like, yeah, like this area right here. This looks beautiful. It's great. It's going to be like a little bit of an overhang, as always, because terraforming just does not exist in this game. But what are you going to do? All right. Let's just go take out... yeah, sure. I don't really have, like, a good just non... You know, I don't have a good, like, monorail platform set of hotkeys here is the thing. I'll just get like a little bit of work here if I need to clear out some more space. Obviously, I made quite a few of those nobelisks. I am, you know, actually shipping in like heavy oil residue, which is an important part to a lot of, any sort of explosive or like the gun, a lot of that sort of stuff. So I can just make that in base now if I so choose, and I probably will end up doing that quite a bit. Yeah, this is very close to the base, much more so than I thought it was going to be. Well, anyway, let's start out because I don't really remember how much I'm going to need for water. Yeah, it's like this is indeed deep enough. All right. I mean, I'm going to probably end up filling this entire thing in all likelihood. Get, you know, the full amount of stuff required. Yeah, sure. And then, all right, so I'm going to need, what is it? The miners working. I got refineries, of course. I always need tons and tons of these things after all. Now, it is going to be a... All right, so we're currently looking at about like 780, if I remember correctly. Let's like set it about hereabouts. Yeah, I think that's probably a good thing. And I am going to be going with the sort of like non-silica solution. We're going to go sloppy aluminium, acquiring about 200 per minute. So, you know, 200 per minute if I wanted to... all right, so if I wanted to do that correctly, it would be... what is 180? Well, I mean, I can do that. Well, regardless, I can do 3 of these. Should be easy enough. That's at least what I'm currently looking at. So that's going to be the basic 600. If I was working with a miner Mark III, that's all I could really do. But here with a 4th one, what I want to do is I want to go get this one into being, 100. Like, if I win it like 80%, it's not 100. It's 90%, of course, because 20. So, yeah, it's 780 in total. I think that should be good. Oh, yeah, before I get too far into actually making this entire thing, I do still have water being created by the whole aluminum scrap process. So, 120, well, yeah, 120 times 3.5 is 390. Yeah, 390, and then over here, it's using 200. Well, it's not actually using 200, because one of these things is, yeah, 90. Okay. Well, I guess it's a good thing I got rid of all the water production stuff, because I'm not actually going to be using it. Or am I? This matches up very poorly. All right, so if it is producing, yeah, 390, I guess for this, it's like this is going to require 380. And then I got 10 going, and then maybe I can do a valve. I could do a valve that maybe could, like, just slowly trickle in a little bit, but not enough that it's going to, cause weird issues with too much water buildup in one place or another. Because that's sort of what I'm concerned with right now. Well, let me see. All right, so... Because if too much water builds up over in there, then it can't get rid of the water, and that means that production shuts down entirely. Previously, what I would do is I would do something like maybe just have all of the overflow water. And maybe I should just do this. Have all of the overflow water go up and use that to create, like with the fuel generation, a bunch of plastic or something instead. Because you can't really get rid of fluid easily. You can't just throw that into like the sink as you can with like any normal object. So that's sort of an issue. Or at least could be if I, just if I'm trying to do things efficiently, really. I mean, that's sort of what it comes down to a lot of this time, where it's just like, it's only really a problem if you're trying to get everything if you're trying to get all the numbers to match up well, all right? Well, here, I can get this working. I mean, the plan is... I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to really try to like, keep this at a minimum, right? Okay, keep the minimum amount of ways that these things are hooked up. Like, try to prevent these things from being hooked up badly too much. How do I say this? Try to keep the crossover between the water that's being produced through just normal water production and the water that's being produced through the aluminum scrap to a minimum. And I think the only way to do that really is using a valve, right? Yeah, so from this way, it is going to be... Just set that right there. Yeah, that way. Click that on there. And you've got a maximum of 10. Very tiny. Sure, hopefully, if I get this working efficiently enough, it's not really even going to be a problem. And then I'm going to get, what is it? 200, 400, 390 in total. So let me get the water production back out here again. I don't even have anything hooked up to power right now, so it shouldn't be too bad. All right. Probably set this up like this. And then just set another one right next to it. Can't really tile these things too well. So there's 240, 360, and then 390. If I want to do it like that. Water's not deep enough, eh? Can I can definitely get water to be deep enough. Yeah, right there. Okay. So 200. So yeah, the 360, and then this is. I want the output to be 30. 25%. That'll work. That'll work. I mean, of course, it's just. I'm probably gonna have to do some annoying stuff vis-a-vis trying to make this entire thing function. Let's get like some of this here just to make it nice and, it's sort of consistent, or at least consistent-ish in how it's designed, so that I can make sure to, just like set it up right there. Sure. 2, 3, 4. Line it up. Oh, it's really hard to see the line there, but yeah, with everything lined up here properly, as I am. Why do both of those? Okay, so the third one is sort of out of place, but everything else is fine. All right, we'll just get that real quick. If I had power up here, I could start to use the hover pack, and that would be a little bit easier to kind of see stuff. That'll do. Okay. There is that. That should be that. And then how much am I actually producing again? It's 360, but times... Well, yeah, it's 360 times 3.25. Let me just real quick look at that there. Times 3.25, because I can't get in an even number because, of course, my conveyor belts max out at 780. So we got 1170 aluminum scrap being created per second. And if I divide it by 60, that is almost 20. And then let's just round it up to being 20 times, what is this, 30 per minute. So that is an extra 600 ingots. And knowing that over here, this sort of thing ships about 200 per, I guess it's going to be roughly, we're looking at 3 drones. And then I don't think that's enough for what I need to do. However, that should at least be a good start. I'm going to need to at least like create one more of these in all likelihood. But yeah, 20 things, processing stuff. Oh yeah, although this does have an entire, like, the way that this works, that fluid works is not great. But let's just set it up like this for right now. Got the valve on there, got that on there. Gonna need to start shipping bauxite in here. And then pretty much in the front then, it is going to be all of the smelters up and ready to go. So I'm going to need to go and kind of mess around a little bit with how fluids work, because otherwise it doesn't really flow very well. It's not going to be doing more than 600, so that should be okay. And then yeah, I just need like a smelter floor here then. Let me see. How do I want to do this? Do I just want to do it like this? Yeah, it's really not making this easy on me now, is it? All right, let's just do it like this. I only need 20, or more specifically 19 and a half. I think 3 is enough. Oh, this is so, yeah, let me tell you, the one thing that would really come in handy here would be the ability to do any sort of terraforming right now. It's like now, do I need more than that? I need 4. Okay, yeah, it's annoying, but totally manageable. To actually fit like the full smelter thing in here. Now, let me see. This is output. That's input. So we got like, yeah, like 1, 2, 3. Don't want to have this one in blueprint mode because they're so tightly packed together. 4. Or like half of it. Then 5. But yeah, this is sort of what I think I'm going to be looking at. And then I'm going to have what, three different 3 of the drones working there. And that should be enough to... that's not really aligned correctly. Ugh. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to getting... I'm going to go back to just like doing the basic sort of grinding out of setup process. Grinding out of setup process? I'm going to do the basic setup process here. And then... well, I should have a good amount more aluminum left. I mean, I'll obviously need to do this like multiple times. But... for the most part, I think this is kind of what it's going to look like. Hopefully, I'm able to get things shipped out efficiently enough that the like water and everything isn't really going to be a problem, because that can very easily overwhelm an entire production when you when the water doesn't, when you're trying to like have the whole Ouroboros setup going on here, just because what happens is that, you know, it clogs it up, then it refuses to take in, then it can't produce, it cannot function if there's nowhere for the water to go, which is why I would just rather have it be working with another. Come on, there, right before it turns red. Right. What I'd like to do is I would just like to have the water go into the production of something different. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that though. So yeah, how many is that now? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, 3 more, but that should be everything I need to kind of have the entirety of the smelting part of this created. There. And I do believe that is facing the correct direction because it's the power pole out this way. All right. So there's 8. But yeah, I think I'm just going to go come back when I have everything set up. Here we go, the finished base. And I am even shipping it out at about the rate I thought, 217 per minute. The only issue was that, for whatever reason, I thought I was creating about as much alumina solution as like the individual resources. So, 200 per minute. Now I'm actually creating 240. So, as it turns out, I'm making slightly more than I thought I was previously, but it shouldn't be enough to kind of interrupt the process by having way too much water, I think. Because after all, I am shipping also slightly more than I thought. Either way, this should be good as far as the first of the aluminum miniature bases. Though, at this point in time, I've probably taken so long that I have 1,000 cubes, all ready to go turn into nuclear pasta right now. Maybe I can just go and finish up this entire thing, no problem at all. There's one thing I'm a little bit worried about, and that is the fact that nuclear pasta, of course, is using a lot of copper for that, which might be something of an issue. I mean, it requires, what is this, 300 copper ingots per minute to create 50 copper powder per minute. So I might actually need to go out and just make a whole bunch of copper ingots and start shipping them into base. I still, of course, do have to do the other of the phase 4 thing too, the fusion engine or whatever it's called. But that should, I think as of right now, I have also taken so long that I have literally 3,000 turbo engines or something. So it's really a matter of just setting up the actual manufacturer to start pumping those things out, and I should be good. All right, let's get back to base and see how the aluminum's doing now. Yeah, aluminum's coming in a lot more consistently now, which means that the aluminum casing should be created that much. It should be that much easier to create aluminum casing. And let me just go over here and see right now, because I have a feeling, yeah, that combined with, how many is that in total? Over 1,000, and I only need to create 1,000 of the super cubes, and those are created with, the radio control units, which, have over, okay, we can just kind of finish this up here, I think. Yes, I absolutely had more than enough junk to just kind of finish up the entire game right now. Well, you know how some games, they have like some sort of universal time limit, where if you take too long, you just automatically lose? I think Satisfactory, in some ways, has a universal time limit, where if you take too long, you just automatically win. And I have gone way past that. So you can see I just set up some very, very simple machines over here, ones that are just going to be doing all the basic production for completing Phase 4 specifically. And, I mean, even though all I have right now are just the thermal propulsion rockets, over in this container right here, I have all of the pressure conversion cubes that I'm going to need to create all the nuclear pasta to finish everything up. And I think I'm just going to do that, because, yeah, I'm probably going to do another loop through this game. Make everything actually automated this time. Plan out the factory a little bit better. Maybe not make it down a cliff where I can't even get trucks down here. Work out the monorail system so that I might be able to get more than one monorail going to each one of the stations. And, overall, just make it a little bit cleaner. I didn't necessarily need every one of those rows around here that I created. I mean, for example, if something is being created at 1 a minute, does it really deserve the same amount of space as, like iron ore here, for example? There are so many things that I could do to end up making this a little bit more efficient. It's just, everything works. It's all enough to finish the game. And it's certainly just waiting around long enough. I mean, I said that even, back in episode 2, that ultimately, it doesn't really matter how efficiently it's created, as long as you create it, right? Well, let's go slam these things right into the space elevator, and then finally make some particle accelerators. Haven't really needed too many of those. There we are. Haven't really needed too many of those, or any of them at all, because I don't really need plutonium fuel right now. I have so many. I have so many just regular uranium fuel rods. I mean, I don't. I'm not even, using them as they're being created right now. They're going into storage. That even if I want to just overclock some of the stuff I'm using a little bit, I could be able to get more than enough energy to create all of the nuclear pasta that I need. Now, the only issue I'm thinking right now is going to be creating enough of the copper powder. I already have all the cubes. And, of course, just waiting long enough. But that's not really... I mean, hey, I've done a lot of edits throughout this series already. That's not going to be a problem. Well, I guess really the only thing I need to do, though, is just... I have all of these things already creating copper ingots. And although I'm going to need quite a few of them, all I need to do is just take all of the outputs from here and then just put them into a single... I don't know, probably just a container. Some sort of container that I can, manually grab all the stuff from, throw it in some overclocked constructors, and it will be producing enough. It'll be producing enough. And it's not an elegant solution. It is not an automated solution, but it shouldn't really take a lot of extra time. I'd probably take longer trying to set up full automation for the nuclear pasta than just hauling these back and forth a couple times. All right, pretty big, not as big as I thought. This is it's like very large when you're looking at it like this. Not so large on the side, right? Well, still though, I mean, trying to create multiple of them is maybe ill-advised. This sort of depends due to the fact that I don't really know. Like, the power grid should be able to handle this. I can't really remember exactly how much nuclear pasta needs. But maybe what I'll end up doing is I'll just overclock these, if I could. This is what they look like, eh? I'll just overclock these if I could. Make that entire thing work. Yeah, there's the I do have only one alternate, but yes, nuclear pasta 1500. Yeah, no, I can overclock this. Let's make a whole bunch, y'all. Okay, and then yeah, since I already have the, I mean, here, let me can see it. Even just right over here, I'm already taking a whole bunch of radiation, eh? Well, anyway, so copper, only real issue I'm thinking right now. Other than that, it's like, yeah, just kind of do it like this. Like this. And then one more for good measure. And then, like, this. Yeah, sure, that'll work. Like that. And then, yeah, I'll just go create, like, a couple constructors or something. Overclock them. And then shove a bunch of iron ingots in there. And that's all that I should require. All of the rest of the infrastructure already exists. It's already all here. Sort of wondering if maybe this is like the particle accelerator. Game's still in early access and everything. There's still a lot more stuff to eventually start, to eventually come out. I mean, of course, there's still... I'm very interested in what the... Oh, actually, let's just copy all this because, yeah, I'm just going to... copy all of this because, yeah, I'm just going to overclock everything anyway, right? Well, anyway, I'm very interested in seeing, like, what the strange alien metal is going to do. Probably something interesting. And, well, here, all right, well, I only got 3 here, so 1, 2, 3. It's so messy. So messy compared to what I was doing, but I'm just so close to ending this. Why not, right? All right, look at that. Look at that consumption going way up. But my current consumption is not that much because most of the machines are just not even on right now. They don't need to be. All right, and then... Oh, yeah, this is like I said, the nice and good messy stuff. Actually, wait, before I do that, instead, have that one go over there. I'll change it up so that I have the other things that I'm trying to think of. The other the copper stuff be a little bit more you know, have this space here for the copper stuff, because I do believe it's only going to require constructors, so I should even be able to build those in this area. 250 per minute is quite a bit. But yeah, it's like we're getting to an ending. It's not the ending that I want. This is like, you know, you took too long, bad ending type of thing. No, it's not. Come on, it's fine. But still, I would have. I still. This is. God, I've enjoyed this game too much. I want to come back, and I want to do it again. It's like I want to do it again. I want to get a cleaner factory. I want to get a better factory. I'm somebody that does not mind, you know, going through. And man, that is really far out there. But I mean, I suppose I can also just, you know. Oh, it's so messy. But I'm also somebody that does not mind, really, you know, redoing stuff. I can imagine that a lot of people play this game. If you play this game for what? How long has it been? 311 hours in total. Obviously not playing 100% of the time. 300 per minute. Oh, I'm not even going to be able to. I can't really overclock that at all because it's like, it's not. Yeah, it's 780. Well, yeah, I'll figure out something. Now, yeah, it's like, yeah, it's going to require far in excess. I can't have 1,800 going on the things that I have right now. I'll figure out something. I mean, obviously it's going to require. I mean, when I'm just going to have to do like a slight bit of math to just get it, because this requires 250 per minute. These are producing 50 per minute. No, man, I am going to need actually quite a few of these things then. Maybe I'm not going to be able to overclock this after all. All right, fine. We're going to do it that way. Or maybe I will, you know what, just real quick, set that up, get that all in here. I'll figure out something to get like the maximum amount of stuff in, but as of right now, it's like, yeah, it's not going to quite work out in that way. There's a lot of volume of things that I'm going to have to be creating now, aren't I? Still, though, it shouldn't really be too much of a problem. I already have 1,000 of these, so not a big deal. That's every. Oh, it looks like my. I couldn't quite get the water working out with the aluminum, so we'll probably have to go back and like flush some of the pipes to make that entire thing work. Well, can do that a little bit later. For right now, let's just go grab this, start it up. Take a look at what the nuclear pasta looks like on the like conveyor belt or something, and then just like I said, finish it up. At least to call this run successful, even if I might be somewhat unsatisfied with how it ended up ending. It's like it is still unquestionably the factory, as I've described before, a big, beautiful factory, if you will. And I still hold to that. Not perfect, but that's why I want to do it one more time. I think I can get much closer there. And then, if I do come back to the game for some sort of future update, maybe be able to use that factory then to just absolutely obliterate whatever the new content is. It's like, here's the thing. Phase 4. Boy, there is just a lot of stuff to do in Phase 4. But I have been able to largely automate it, which is not perfectly. Got almost there. I mean, I didn't even like fumble at the finish line, I would say. I just didn't do things fast enough. Yeah, more or less, that's kind of the big issue more than anything else. It's like if I was just like a little bit more efficient, I was just a little bit more competent. Yeah, of course, it's too steep. If I was just like a little bit more efficient with how I did things, I could have probably got it no problem at all, but I just wasn't. What can I say? I tried my best, but couldn't quite get there. All right, start producing some of this here copper. Like I said, I just want to hold in my hands some nuclear pasta, some just highly condensed. Let's face it this way. Highly condensed neutrons, I think it's supposed to be. That's the... this is a splitter. You just highly condensed neutrons, which it's like doesn't even make any sense. Like, why would I need to go create this thing on this sort of planet? Have you seen the sort of technology that they work with here in this video game? There's no way that I need to create this sort of thing on this planet in particular. They could do this easily anywhere. No, obviously this entire game has been about like collecting the alien artifacts and only collecting the alien artifacts. And that is probably going to become more apparent in the next update, if I was going to take any guess. Man, how many did like these? Maybe I'm just not like creating enough. I suppose it does actually. It needs a lot of copper to make this whole thing work. So I will. I'll need to kind of tweak things slightly here and there, but it shouldn't be a problem to get... Like, we're here. We're at the ending. And then I'm going to go make a better factory. A bigger factory, a better factory. We'll see what happens. And I didn't really plan to be pivoting to Satisfactory content, but let's try to at least not super obsess over doing this the entire time here, right? Here we go. Now this is the amount of copper that I was expecting. It's creating like over 100 per minute, I think, for each one of those foundries. And then, like I said, all I need to do is do like a slight little bit of tweaking, and it should be fine to be able to get mostly all the stuff out, all of the copper powder required. Like to have it working semi-efficiently. All the infrastructure is there, the logistics are done, etc. and so on. And if they aren't done, what they are is they are like 90% there because of the whole, Wait a second, I'm just looking at this right now. These cubes look really tiny. Oh, they're really small. Is nuclear pasta smaller than I thought it was going to be? That actually might be the case. Who knows? Well, what a twist. It's not okay. It's not a twist. Let's be perfectly honest here. It is not a twist. All right. Let me okay. So it takes like 300, right? 300 per minute. If I just like put on 2.5, that is 750. So maybe I'll just do that. Yeah. You know what? Forget about the manifold system. What do we need a manifold system for when I can just, straight up do it like this instead? Yeah, there we go. Now overclock it and give me the because yeah, it's like I wonder if this is actually what they sort of intended for you to do, because it's not quite 780, but it lines up so closely it might as well be 780, right? And then it's like, yeah, just like couple more here, right? Manifold system. Yeah, that was one thing that I realized far too late. It's just like, with like trying to send materials efficiently down to things. I tried a whole bunch of different stuff. I'm out of aluminum, alclad sheets. I mean, how about that? That it's just like what I should have just been doing. It's like doing the same sort of manifold system that I've been doing everywhere else. Everywhere else. That's all I need to do to really like make it. Yeah, the cubes are definitely tinier. They're tiny baby cubes. In the next update, I'm just gonna be making like literal wooden block-sized cubes. Like I did a children's toy sort of thing. I guess that's how you know it's becoming more efficient, right? It's becoming smaller, more compact, handheld. Hold the secrets of the universe in the palm of your hand, which again should already be possible, given the sort of things that I can already. You know what? Speaking of which, just clear out a little bit more inventory space, which should be very much possible given the already with the sort of technology that I've experienced, right? Grab me out. A few more of those, and alclad sheets, which I think I'm gonna have to go grab from my production for the thing that I like to call heat sinks. Yes, there we are. Don't really have a whole ton of those, but I don't really need a whole ton of those. Like, one of these things is going to have like 500 in them. Yeah, there you go. Because that's how the manifold system works. But, like, yeah, what I could have just been doing the entire time, you know, looking at the way that I was, say, sending the copper ingots just alone, what I could have easily done was I could have just, yeah, used, like, a manifold system where it went from, where instead of, like, trying to get it very particularly to be one to perfectly match. I mean, that was what I was doing when I was originally doing this sort of stuff. Trying to get all of the outputs to perfectly match the inputs. And I could have just done a manifold system where, yeah, it's like it goes to 780 and then all overflow goes to the next input. And then all overflow goes to the next input. And it's like with the, I already have the entire manifold thing set up in each one of the individual machines. Doing a manifold thing for the overall input outputs would have been the exact same thing. I don't know if this is making any sense. Sometimes I just start talking about something in Satisfactory here, and I just hope that maybe you're just watching this to fall asleep or something, and you don't really care what I'm saying. You just want to get that those nice dulcet tones here. It's nice to I know it's like it's nice to have somebody just like you know, kind of talking in the background. Keep the TV on was a traditional thing. These days we got the YouTube videos, right? Show me my nuclear pasta. Where is my nuclear pasta? Is it actually down here? I set up the output to go down here. Whatever, that's fine. I might not even have. No, it hasn't even created one just yet. That's a lot of copper powder. I mean, yeah, I knew that, but still, you know what I'm saying here. All right, all right. Well, anyway, I want to at least see one. I want to see a cube of nuclear pasta. And then I am just going to skip to the point where I've beaten the game, basically. That is currently the entire thing that we're looking at right now. Like, we're going to skip to the point where I've beaten the game. Because it's just... If you're looking at what I'm doing right now, this is what I'm going to be doing. Why not? It's like we're so close to the end. It's just automated. I'm so close to getting everything automated, but just not quite there. All right, maybe what I should do is... Maybe what I'll do is I'll just go have, like, an entire ridiculous line of these things going down here. Or, I mean, I could just take the stuff over up on the 3rd floor and try to... it's just... What's even the point, right? That's what I say. We're so close to the end. I do not think it matters. It's like trying to divert... You know, coming up with the infrastructure to try and divert all of the copper here when I'm already sort of planning to just do it again, but better. Try and, like, make this sort of thing more efficient because, you know, stuff like using 25 nitrogen gas, I should have more of a buffer there because otherwise it's going to run... It's not going to be able to fully and completely utilize all of that stuff. With at least the way I wanted it to. Oh, I found that out when I was doing, like, water and whatnot for the aluminum, that it's just... the way it's set up just is not good. It's not good enough. And then, let's see. We got one. We got 4. Let's take a look. Take a look. Are they just... They're just like little tiny... Look at this thing. It's like little tiny baby. Oh, you can actually... Oh, look at that. The, space warps around it. That's the power of this sort of thing. Neat. But anyway, here. It is not radioactive, right? It's not radioactive. No, because my radiation level did not go up. I feel like it probably should be radioactive, right? I want to have this sort of thing. Like, if I did have this sort of thing automated, I would have just like probably a huge line going by, and you'd be able to see the entire weird distortion going on there. But that shouldn't really be too much of a problem. But I mean, it's like, you know, not really going to be happening right now. And yeah, it's just the only thing that that's kind of preventing me from just overclocking these things and having it work out just fine is the fact that I don't have, like, I don't have enough copper coming in. All right, well, let's see what my cool prize is for beating the game. Finish up Satisfactory for now. There it is. All of the atomic spaghetti required to beat the game. Now, let's get the incredible prize that I know that's waiting for me. Well, is there even anything else left to do here now? Unavailable in early access. I mean, of course. Okay, I waited here a bit to see if anything was going to happen, and then when nothing did, I just looked it up online. So, what is the incredible prize that I get for completing the game? Yep. Well, add it to the card, I guess. There we go.